Hey, welcome to the channel. Last time I left off, I was working on this tailgate. I was repairing this corner. So I was going to bring you guys back when I started doing some more of it and lost track. Yeah. I'd like to zoom you guys in, but the problem is if I zoom you in and I walk between, you guys can't see nothing. So I'm a little on the I don't know side. Said I got two tripods here and two behind me, and yeah, you can leave comments. Looks like I can read them. I'm looking at the TV up here because the time you guys are the time at the yeah, it's real small on you guys. So I can zoom you if you like. I was looking for my grinder. I mean, I bought it. It's right there. I walked by it 6 times looking for it, and it was right in front of me. You ever have that problem, Grandpa? Hey, Grandpa. How you doing today? How you doing? You guys survived the summer here so far? We just got a storm and a pretty good storm in the yesterday, and pretty much washed all the heat away. So now we're back on the back side of the storm finally. We went through like quite a while without right, exactly. Hey, well, that'll never happen. The only last time I cleaned my garage I lived in before, we moved. So, yeah. So I put a little tab there that I'm cutting off. It was just to hold, for holding purposes. So I could put this piece of metal down in here. And it's not perfect, and I probably won't win any awards in it. Mainly because I had to put a brace on the inside of it, if you caught the last video. An L brace in there, where the bracket in question mounts to. You know what I'm saying? I gotta finish up tacking this metal here. On the back side I need to take and put a piece of metal in here, which looks like this. Something like that, except for no rust. You gotta make something like that with a little divot to it. I was using my power out there, so yeah. So I have no power in here. So I got a ticky-tacky this guy. This guy is pretty rusty. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make another one of those pieces too. Plus I gotta make the piece in the front. So just a sheet metal that for here. This is all rotted out, and this guy is gonna get replaced too. So I'm gonna cut a little piece of metal for that, ticky-tacky that guy in. This guy folds over that, which has been distorted from this. I think I saved myself enough piece of metal here to do that with. So I just use whatever's available. This is file cabinet. Son picks up file cabinets, and then I just take and acquire them. You know what I'm saying? I said I got to take and put a fold on over on the back side of it. But the problem with that is I don't have anything to really bend that sharp. So that'll have to be a two-piecer. You know what I mean by a two-piecer. It'll have to be this piece, and then on the back side of it, I'm going to have to weld on a little piece on the back to mimic the that there, right there. That there, right there. It's pretty good. Now you want to take and give yourself a little extra metal. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of extra. So, just in case you mess up. That should be more than enough. I had a scribing device that, because if you try to mark on metal. It doesn't work very good. And then I did have a straight piece of metal that I was going off from for trimming. You guys able to see anything I got going on? Huh? Yeah, I did pretty good. I didn't cut my finger. Yeah. I would leave announcements of what I'm going to do at certain times. I noticed that nobody watches them, so I don't find myself doing it anymore because people are going to watch when they're going to watch. I have noticed. Huh? I just kind of freehand it if I can. And if I can't, then I find a piece of pipe to do it with. Might end up cutting this off and then finding myself adding more metal into it because of the old rust. The old rust! Huh. That needs to go away. And this needs to go away. But another piece of rusty metal be gone. I should save it, but you can see that it's pretty much rusty. Yeah. That's pretty much the piece I took out in place. There's some rust down in the seam. Oh, look here. You know how it works. Stuff gets down in that seam and just sits there until it rots out. From moisture to almost anything. Leaves, the brisk stuff. Like I said, I may be doing some more metal in there. Just a little bit. Some of the small stuff that's hard to get into, I use a Dremel to cut it out. Get a little Dremel, I did clean the garage up a little bit. Probably not where you guys are seeing, but I think you'll be probably okay, I think. So I gotta trim this guy off because it's junk. You're like, how are you gonna get in there? Just cutting out the piece you just put in, kinda cutting it out, not really cutting it out, but cutting it out. No, actually just nicking it. Little nicky. Should have some, should be using some weldable primer back in here, but I am not. I think I do have some stuff. I just don't have no idea with it. Wasn't that in this I used it? Anybody seen what I did with the weldable primer the last time I was using it? I did get myself a vise. I got myself a vise over here for my fume extractor that I built back a bit ago. You guys were there. Some of you were. Yeah. Probably gonna have to do a 911 call on the weldable primer. Yeah. I don't even know what color it was. So this is not it. Not it. Yeah, I got stuff scattered everywhere, and people comment on it, and that's okay. It's just how it is. If I had a shop that looked clean, that would mean that I didn't do nothing, or I was trying to make it impress everybody yeah. So since I can't put my weldable primer in there, I still got to make a piece for that coming this way. This is my sheet of metal for there. But still got to put a piece in here, and I do have that piece that I cut off that right out here. See, there's a bend on this that like, hey, why don't you use that bend for this? Well, this bend is just a 1/4 inch bend around, and yeah. So if I have that there, somewhere's in that vicinity. See, if I pinched it there and pinched it down there, would that be enough for that? Just enough. Somewhere else I gotta get some way of holding it down there and then sprinting around so you guys can see. Because of right now, you can't see. I did see a pair of needle nose pliers down here somewhere. They might have got moved. Stuff gets. Sometimes I've taken or used stuff if they can move it, and then forget where I moved it at, and then I blame the boy for it. And boy, you know, he's the one that had to touch it. Right, that's he's here, right? He's here. Easy to blame, right? I want to say this kind of goes at an angle, but it looks like to me it goes straight. So I think it's probably best that I put it the way I initially did it, and then turn around and do it a different way. If you gather what I'm talking about. I was hoping I could take and make some sort of thing to hold this up, but I ended up not doing it. Kind of on the long side now that I'm looking at it. Let's go back a little bit. I got to bend a piece into there, all the way down through here, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think I have more of this stuff. I need to get a bigger piece than that because well, here's a hack it. That's why I needed a thing to hold that up. Yeah, I probably could have just tied this up to the ceiling, and then it wouldn't have fell over. It would have just did its thing. This piece here, I may throw that away when you guys are off camera to make it look better. But and get another one. Because doing this stuff live, it just because I don't see anybody. I don't see too many people out there doing any kind of metal work on any kind of any sort of tailgate or whatever live. The scissors are here somewhere, and I'm looking for them. They're in the box. Right here. So what are you doing now? I gotta make a template for this, guys, because if I don't, I'm not gonna make anything worth anything. Not that it's gonna be anyways, because I didn't clean my work surface before I started doing it. None whatsoever. So we want to do one down to here, and actually probably should go around, but we're only going to do a little bit at a time, because if we don't, all right. We need to do it to there, and then we need to take and put that piece in, and then go from there to the next piece, and then we need to take and trim it all. I probably should have got my power source in here before I started any of it. But we tried cutting a piece of metal the way you're not supposed to do it, and get no success out of it. Well, I do that quite often. still try it. See how that wonderful piece of metal just went in there like it wanted to, right? Alright, so now after all that, I'm like way over on the metal. You're saying we can put way and you're right. Too much. How come you got so much metal there? Well, the reason behind having too much in there is you can always grind it out. And if you don't have enough, how you gonna add it? Well, you can add it. Why don't you just add it? Like, it takes more heat to add it. Thin metal like this, you're dealing with a lot of heatage and warpage. Tripping over everything. Just tripping. Alright. You gotta find a good ground now. Everybody knows where it's a good ground. How do they know that clamp you put on there? Probably not, though. So, you wonder what kind of welder am I using? My Miller 211. 211. And, one thing I have a problem with sometimes is it's coming out is the consumables. That's my problem. The consumables. Okay, how you gonna make that work? Well, I'm gonna weld that piece of metal in to where it needs to be, and then I'm gonna take and trim off the excess above, and then I'm gonna take and add it to it. I think I put all my stuff away the other day. It's hard to believe I did. Looking at my garage, you wouldn't think anything was put away. This guy's pulling over a little too much. I'm just going to tack it right there. Sorry, I'm limited on room because everything's in the road. Not everything. Just the stuff I'm using. All right. See if we can get this guy to tack in. Or rather, I decided I wanted to turn the power off this time. Yeah. We have power. We have to turn it down quite a bit since I kept burning through, and my son says, "Hey, you got it too hot." What do you mean it got too hot? Oh, it got too hot. He's been welding. He's been welding for years, and he reminds me they have it too hot. Right? This is usually where I weld my clamp to the piece of metal. Yeah, I do. Sometimes I start fires. Especially that's because well, my ground is not that great. That's why. There we go. Putting way too much metal in there. Way too much metal. Because then I got to turn around, write it out. So you can't see the metal. You want to make it look like nothing's been done. See? That's my favorite right there when it burns out. You wonder what the hesitation is? Well, it's because I have an auto focusing helmet. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about it. It's, it needs a lot of focusing. Alright, so now I gotta bring this guy over. And, somebody borrowed these and left them out in the, under the weather, where they got rusty. And, I do that occasionally. I forget I put them outside on a project and leave them sit there for a while. Then I go, where's my clamps at? Yeah. If you guys are able to see something of what I'm doing. This is kind of bending over this way a little bit. I really wish it didn't. But I'm thinking that once I get it tacked, I can bring it back. It would be much easier if it didn't do that. But maybe if I just leave it right there, it'll look not so bent over. Said I gotta take and grind most of that out of there to make it look perfect like this. You know what I'm saying? Where it looks like it's never been touched by human hands. bring you guys over so you can see it, because I don't know, it's just acting kind of funny. I think it's mostly ground. It's mostly ground through the ground, because you know, it's kind of rusty and it's coated metal and all that. Let me you said they've got a little bit of a dip on the inside. Not much there. Not much. And like I said, I've got it in here, going up through there. And let's see. It's really making most of the connection through that point and going that way. Let me bring you. Hello there. Hello there. And so, all right, so I'll let you see my wonderful wall job. Yep, it's like, you know, way up there, too much pile. There's, you know, but I'm sure it's all has to do with connection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I've got some more holes to fill in that will just blow right out. And I got a ticky-tacky out of that, and ticky-tacky around that nut that I'm probably going to heat to heck. You know what I'm saying? But that's a piece that comes down along here, behind here. You're like, hey, it doesn't line up with that one. It doesn't, does it? But we'll make it work, though. We'll make it work. I'm sure the heat from this is transferring into that and bringing that not where it's supposed to be, right? Huh? Anybody out there watching this thing? Huh? Or am I just killing time? Yep. Now we'll get down. It's got to look better than what it was, right? This is the tailgate that was bought a couple years ago, and was already rusty when we got it. So, yeah. So they want like a risk-free tailgate in the South. I'm told they're like a lot. In a repop, even more lot. I don't know. He was telling me how much they were. I know they wanted $200 for this tailgate when we got it. This was a couple years ago. And he said, why don't you fix this for me? I'm like, I don't know, you think I'm good at body work, huh? I'm a body specialist. I said, I'm no body specialist. I'm a heck master. Yeah, I can just bring that right around, right there. So I can just trim that off at the beginning right now, or I can just, hey, wait on it. Wait. Calm down. Stop trimming. You want to trim it all. Don't trim. Yeah, the only thing I know that's where I would like to have it is this right here is sunk down in. But the rest of it, you know, it's shaped the same shape coming down. You know what I'm saying? I did not take a template from that side. I just kind of winged it. Yeah. Now I got to bring that piece up around here, up this way. But let me see if I can get some more holes in this. I think there's a possibility of burning some more holes in this. I think it's pretty good, especially if I'm on camera doing it. Probably. anybody have any of these auto-focusing helmets that have good luck with them? Because tell me the first thing you need to do is turn it on, or it's going to act like just like it's acting now, like you didn't turn it on. You know what I mean? You guys seeing this here at all? Is this right in the picture? Yeah, it's right there. I'm looking at my monitor up there, and you're right in the picture. See? Burnout. Burnout. I love it when it burns. That just blows it right out of there. Alright, so I cobble it up to there, right to there. Now what? Put this up here and try to clamp it here? I'd like to fill up the spots I haven't did. That's what I'm trying to do. What's is funny about it, because this helmet's so dark right now, without even being on. It's dark. I know it's dark before I even start welding. If we start working initially, oh, hey, when's you change the batteries? Oh, dude, really, I did change the batteries. My son was saying, hey, I used the helmet, it wasn't working. Did you change the batteries? I said, no, let's change them. Well, maybe that's not the issue. Maybe you don't know what you're doing. Shade. Dark is better. Numbers going up is better, or what? I don't know. Let's try this one. This is number 10. This training class on how to use your autofocus helmet. Yeah. Yeah. What I like about it is how this cord is real busty and real, like I could tow a tow truck with it or pull a truck with it. But if you hold it long enough it's like holding up 30 pounds. Like 30 pounds. And what was it? They updated it. I'm like, that's nice. Oh, you want to buy another one? I'm like, no. What am I going to buy another cord for? Alright, so now we got to put another piece, and I got to take and bring it around there. Bring it around town. So I got to whack that out. This is usually where I take and touch that hot metal, and then you guys say something like, "Don't you know it's hot?" Well, I just put the fender on the back of the motorcycle, and there I am shooting sparks towards it. Yeah. All right, so now we got to take let's see what that looks like. See what it looks like. All right, so we got a piece of metal. We got our template here. Don't worry, it's still hot. I said, hey, this is the best thing to do practice on, by the way. In case you didn't say, I'm not a very good body guy. I don't know how to do metal work. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Well, let me tell you, before I sneeze, that doing stuff like this, really builds the old confidence scale on stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, what? It doesn't look like anything great. You know what? You're right. It looks terrible. But the next time I do another one, I'm going to get a little better at it. Get a little better at it. You just chisel away at the piece of paper until you find something you think, hey, this will work for me. And then you make it bigger than it's supposed to be. Okay? And then you just hack it down. Hack it down to where it looks like it looks pretty good. So look, hey, looks like something. Looks like something would work. You cut that off, and then you just shove it in there, and you bring it up to where you need to be, and weld it in there, and then you take and cut it out, whatever you don't need. That's the worst thing I've ever seen, he'll say. That's terrible. You think you're a body specialist or something? I'm like, nope. Nope, I'm just doing a YouTube video and showing you guys just showing you how I do it. And fixing this stuff and trying to figure out how I'm going to move all this junk out of the road. It's in the road. Oh, shoot. Let me bring you over this way. Everybody still there? Everybody still watching me complain here about this wonderful stuff? Hey. You guys are my hero. So anyways, we got this piece here. Looks like nothing. Looks like a piece of junk. It, all that. Let me tell you. Should probably oil this clamp, but then I get that oil over myself, and then I gotta wash it off later. Right? Right. More fun to just, yeah. I'm getting closer. There we go. Now too much. All right. So I just used the old Husky All that you found in the cheap junk. And then just draw around that. I used to have the wonderful paint markers from the weld shop that were, yeah, I don't know what they were. More than I really wanted to pay. And what happened with them all the time? Between not closing the lids occasionally, and not all the time, occasionally, don't give me, hey, you idiot, you just don't know how to close the cap. No, once in a while. And most of it's because they've probably been on the shelf a long time. And then I happened to get a hold of them. So anyways, then once I opened them and closed them a few times, I went to get them, to use them, guess what? Dried up. All dried up. That's what happens when you get to a certain age, you know what I'm saying? All dried up. All right. Almost. I just got to get this other side done, and it looks like there we go. Now what I do is I would take and put this on my belt sander, make it smoother, but we've already had that conversation before about the belt sander. Yeah. And it hasn't changed. You know, I haven't bought any more belts for it because I ain't. I do have another one that was in progress. I'd show you that one, but I bought it off a kid that was selling off Marketplace. I'm not sure exactly how I was going to make that big piece of metal work, but. Holy moly, guys. Holy. Okay, so I guess I just brought that up there so I can go to the next step. times. Yeah, so now I got to trim out around that. What brings that into that. And then down in here, I got to take and trim this out so it'll sit into that valley. That big valley there. Again, you know, if I take and cut too much metal off, this is stuff free. It's free metal. It's free. I got a filing cabinet. I cut it up, and I got metal. And didn't pay anything for it other than the disc to cut it up with. I do have a I do have one of these things right here, whatever you call it. But no power for it. So I have to freehand all this stuff, other than if I try to put it down here. I hope you guys are following along and I ain't talking too much nonsense, because I do tend to talk too much nonsense. So apologize for that. Kind of late in the evening, and that's my excuse, right? Why am I taking the burrs off? Mainly because I cut myself right here a couple weeks ago, and it hurt a little bit. I was pouting a lot about it. All right, so I'm tucking that in behind that, just because I didn't cut it all the way like I really wanted it to. And you're saying, there's quite the jag of metal in there you got going on there, buddy. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to, without cutting too much metal, I'm trying to get it fit in here. I can just whack that piece right on off, and probably much better. Freehand, and be careful with the freehand stuff. All right, we're getting really close to where I need to be. So I might take and tack it in a couple spots, and then tend to make it fit, encourage it. Let's say. How about you encourage that metal to go where it needs to be at? Right. It's quite the gap. You can't see it. Quite the gap. Quite the gap that I'm trying to fit with this piece of metal. You know, it should have went over a smidge more that way, but if you look at how it's supposed to be, nah, just right. Besides, I can right there. That's exactly where it needs to be, but it got a little bit too much gappage that that I need to take care of. We'll see how she turns out. Now I'm going to try to figure out how to get a good ground on that. So I'm doing some tacks on this side here, which is all going to be retrofitted. Up in here, I want to get a couple tacks. So then I can form that to where it needs to be at. Hopefully it'll fit. Because if not, cut. Okay. No ground at all. And this tailgate will probably be on my lap in a minute or so. Let's see how we did that. Oh, awesome sauce. Yeah. Give her a couple of things with the old hammer and get her encouraged to go back where it needs to go. You want to see it again? Let me bring you in again. Here, I'll bring you in again. Hopefully my camera's not going to die and you guys give me 4 likes for this. Oh my gosh. How did I ever get that? 4 likes. 4 likes tonight on a Thursday. Y'all seeing it? Let me get up here in the monitor so I can see if you guys are even... Oop, okay, here we go. We're moving over on the monitor. And looks like you guys can see. That's the tack weld up there at the top. And then you can see that I'm going to bring that all down. You're saying there's a big hole there. You're right. But nobody's going to know except me and you. I'm trying to look at the monitor, see where I'm pointing the camera at. So if you're like, hey, you're still stuck there. Again, this is all backwards because I'm using the monitor side of the... There you go. There you go. You're on the back side of my phone. I'm using my phone for the camera, so in case you're what are you filming on? That yeah, it's the affordable camera. It's the affordable camera. I got some GoPros, but you know what? I'm kind of like over them. I still keep threatening to look at them and use them, but my ground is for crap. At least it's not burning out. Putting a lot of metal in there. Way too much metal, guys. Too much metal. Woo! Almost burned it out. That's what you have to catch that. This cup, they'll build up junk in it. My cup's got junk, and what happens is it tends to like weld to the side of me, welds to the side of the unit. I think it's from the really, I think it's from the stuff from the metal. You gotta remember this is metal's got coating on it, paint coating that's pretty heavy. You can clean that all out if you find that you find the need to do that. Ow! I got an ouchie. That's over. I'm over that. Yeah, so it's all that stuff. There we go. I told you I was going to burn a hole. Finally did. But it goes back in. So anyways, you're like, hey, what's going on with that paint on the metal? It's actually coming off and leaving like charcoal dust there. You can see it's all like black dust, like raising up. So if I would have cleaned that off, I probably wouldn't have got that. But yeah. So we got it here, down around here, and I'm working towards the very end of it. And yeah, I don't know what we're into for time, but I don't want to go too long because looks like I'm losing people after an hour. So yeah. Let me bring you a zoom-in picture of what we got so far. And when I come back to this again, like I said, yeah, it's all kind of, I can scratch it all off. So I got to come back at the top of where I put that piece of metal in, put a spot in there, and then work my way down to the end. Okay? And I'll bring you in so you can see how bad it looks. Okay, so you kind of like, hey, that looks terrible, all that jazz. But I didn't want to leave you without that. And I'm supposed to be monitoring exactly how much time I have in the camera. But I know I lose people after an hour, so I apologize for that. But, you know, when you're having fun, it probably took me 8 to 10 minutes to get started. And about that time to get people on it that even like this stuff. So I know that everybody loves free content. Free content. See, it's all globbity glue, but you know, you can take and grind that all out, make it pretty like this. You know, that's not pretty. You're saying that's not pretty? No, it's close. And better yet, the more weld you leave in spots like this, the better off you are. If you grind her all the way down till she's nice and pretty, it's pretty thin. Yeah, it'll be pretty thin. Like I said, it's on the tailgate and down in the corner. These two holes I put in so I could push up underneath and get that up. Get that brace up there so I could put. You're saying, why is there 3 holes? Well, it's adjustable. It's adjustable one. It's you can adjust it as the tailgate sags. That's my story. Yeah. Why isn't there why isn't there 3 on the bottom? Because you know. So anyways, here we go. So we got all that. I got to trim along the back trim this off so it sits down underneath this, actually up to there, and then I can put my lip over top when I put the back on. So is this perfect? No. Is this a perfect tailgate? No. Am I a perfect body guy? No. Will it work? Yeah. Will I learn from this? Yeah. Will you learn from this? Sure you will. You'll learn. Yep. You'll learn. You can do this with a little cheap Harbor Freight welder. You don't need the expensive one. You just got to put up with all that that smoke from it. The smoke from it. From the gasless welder. I got one. Say you talking about one that you don't even use. I got one right there. See, Harbor Freight welder. Yep, I got one. I just got this because I like it. It's got gas. It's controllable. Mm-hmm. Got wire over here. I show this once in a while, not a lot. On and off switches in the back. 2 handles. I can take it right outside the door because it's not too heavy. It's not on wheels, so I don't have to worry about it sinking in the sand. I just pick it up and carry it. Tanks right here. I have the unpluggable fitting that nobody wants to sell you. I had a special order of that. Something about it comes loose. Sometimes it leaks. I don't know. That's excuses from the guys at the welding place. So I unplug it, take it outside the garage, wherever. You can take it on, on their site, wherever you want to go with it. Just pick it up with 2 handles. It's not that heavy. I've toted it around here 100 times, and I've had carts. You're like, you don't even have a cart, sir. You don't know, man. You don't even have a cart. You're just talking smack. Dude, there she is, right there. I got a cart, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all, because I move around. I'm on the move, You can't sit still in a perfect clean garage and do something. What are you talking about? Them guys are just movie stars. Just movie stars with a clean garage. They do one project at a time and everything's clean. Come on. Perfect videos, perfect world. Make believe. What are you talking about? Enough of that anyways. You know what I'm saying? The garage is a work in progress. If you're doing something in the garage and the garage is messy, you're doing something. If the garage is clean and organized, I don't think you're doing anything. You might be sitting there watching this guy on TV. Right here. You're probably sitting right now in the easy chair watching this guy babble on. Right there. Yeah, that's me. So that's my motto. Hey, I want to say I'm going to do it tomorrow. I probably won't. Probably next week again. Notification. That's why I say, and then you'll get notified and look and see what I'm doing. But if you don't, you'll never know. See you again. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks making it worthwhile to do this nonsense. Like I said, I just learned that I probably should be a little bit more organized when I do this. And ta-ta for now. Have a good weekend. Bye. Bye. Bye.